Hello everyone, it's Edwin, and today we are going to be troubleshooting this topology right here, where we have to add IP addresses to the end host PC0 and PC1, as well as configure them with the appropriate default gateway, and ensure that PC0 can ping router 0, as well as router 0 can ping router 1, and PC1 can ping router 1, and then ensuring that PC0 can communicate through this network here, this network here, and this network here. All right, let's dive in. So just to make it easier to actually see, I'm going to color code the networks just to make it visually easier. We'll start with this one right here. This is one network. This is a different network right here. This is the last network right here. All right, now it's easier to distinguish them. Okay, so let's start with the PCs. We'll start with PC 0. We'll go into config, and as we can see, there is no default gateway configured, as well as, let's see, fast Ethernet 0, no IPv4 address, as well as no subnet mask. First, let's start with the settings. So we'll start with default gateway first, and default gateway would be this interface on router 1. Let me just enable the interface labels. No, wrong one. There we go. All right, so this interface G0/0/0/0 is the default gateway for PC0. So let's get the IP address to see if it's there. All right, so right now we're currently in the user exec mode. And if we try to do show run, see, it's going to say unrecognized command because in user exec mode, user exec mode, you can't do all the show commands. So let's type in enable. And now we're in privileged exec mode, which is indicated by this pound sign right here. So let's do show run. And this just gives you the most amount of information for a single command, right? So we're only focusing on gigabit 0/0/0 interface right here, right? So it's this. So it has an IP address of 192.168.0.1, the first available IP address in this network right here, as well as, yeah, let's add it to here. You can just paste it there as the default gateway. Now, on fast Ethernet 0, let's add the second available address, which would be just the same thing, or just adding one to the default gateway. So it would just be 192.168.0.2. Then let's add the subnet mask. If we click it, it should automatically add it. And just to confirm, it is a /24 as well here. All right, now let's confirm connectivity by pinging. We click on desktop right here at the top, then click on command prompt, and then type in ping 192.168.0.1, which is the default gateway or this interface right here on router 1. And reply. Perfect. So there's two-way connectivity. And just to show you what that looks like, I'll go into simulation mode. Let's see. Boom. Let's do it like this. Do it one more time. And ping. See this ICMP? That's just the protocol that ping uses. It gets sent to router 1, and then it's going to get sent back to router or PC0, ensuring two-way communication. And it's going to do that 4 times. See, it just did it once, and we've already done it here. So I'll just go back to real-time mode, and then we'll move on to this one right here. We'll start configuring PC1 and router 1. All right. Again, let's go into the CLI of router 1. You can just click on it, then click on CLI. And then, again, we can't run the show running config on user exec mode. So we go into privilege exec using enable, and then we do show run. And then that's enough. Okay, and then we're focusing on this right here, this interface, right? This gigabit 0/0/0/0/0 interface, right? and that would be this IP address here. So the first IP address of this network right here. We then go into this one, go into config, set it as the default gateway, and then go into fast Ethernet 0, go and make sure it's on static, go into the IPv4 address, and then just add 1 since it's going to be the second available IP address in the network. And once we click on subnet mask, it should autofill the /24. See, /24, making sure it's in the correct subnet. Right? Let's go into desktop and then just test two-way connectivity as well here, just to make sure. And 1. All right, see, now it can ping. Okay. All right, now for here to here, would you say if I ping, from PC0 to PC1, would I be able to communicate through here? Yes or no? Okay. If you said no, you are correct. All right, so since this one, look, let me show you the routing table. Show IP route. It only has connected routes. Connected routes are like network routes of the interface of the connected routes are routes that the interface resides in, right? So you can see here it's a /30. It's going to represent this network right here. Local routes are the actual IP address configured on the interface. So here on gigabit 0/0/1, it's going to be 10.10.10.1/32. And just to confirm, look right here, right? So yeah. Right, so there's no static routes, and you can see S is for static, and we do not see any S's here. So let's start with configuring one. So let's go into global config mode, configure terminal, and then let's do IP route. And the way to do this is just using the IP route, and then you can do where we're trying to go. So it goes IP route and then the destination that we're trying to reach. So from here on router 0, we're trying to reach this network right here, this 192.168.100.0. So we can put that here, 0.100.0. We're going to do a network route. All right, so if another PC gets added, it will automatically have a route to that network, and we won't have to add another entry as if we did a host route, right? So we do 255.255.255. Make sure it's the same subnet right here. And then here it's either the next hop or the exit interface. For now, we're just going to do the next hop, which is like, for example, when you were in school and you would write notes and then you would hand it off to somebody, right? Or turn around, hand it to Ashley, and then your end goal was to get the note to Lily, who sits on the other side of the classroom, right? So all you need to know is, if I pass this to Ashley and tell her it's going to Lily, she's going to find the way to get that note to her, right? You don't have to worry about anything else. You just turn around and continue pretending to work, right? So we can just do all right, so in this topology, this would be PC1 would be Lily, right? And Ashley would be this interface. Because if we send it here, I know it's going to get to PC1, right? And then we just add the IP address of gigabit Ethernet 0/0/1, which would be, we haven't configured it yet. Let's do that now, actually. Since it's a /30, and this one uses 1, we'll do 2, because it's the second available one. So conf t, and then we're going to have to go into interface configuration mode with interface and then the interface ID. Then IP add 10.10.10.2, 255.255.255.252. 252 is just the /30 subnet. Boom. And then we'll just add that here. 10.10.10.2, right? And then we'll attempt to ping from here to here. Now, would it be able to ping The answer is no, because it needs two-way connectivity. Ping test going one way and then going back the other way. So right now this one doesn't have a route to this one right here, or this one, excuse me. This router does not have a route to this network. So that's why the pings from here to here would not work, taking that path. So just to show you, show IP route. See no static, right? No S there, which is static, just connected in local routes, which are automatically generated when an interface is enabled, right? So let's go into the global config mode and then do IP route 192.168.0.0. Again, this is the network, the destination we're trying to reach right here. And then 255.255.255.0, which is this subnet right here. And again, remember, since we're on this one, since Lily's here and Ashley's here, she got moved because she talked too much, right? We just have to focus on passing it to her. And then after that, we can turn around, continue to pretend to work, and you'll know the note will get to Lily, which is PC0 now, right? So we'll just do 10.10.10.1 and then do show IP route. If you're gonna execute a show command in global config mode, you just need to add the do, and it will do so. See, look, and then it's there. And then how to read this is the 192.168.0.0/24 network via just means next hop, and the next hop is this interface right here. Now let's test full connectivity. And let's see if it works. Right, perfect. See, now two-way communication. Let's just do it one more time. Perfect. And then now let's ping from router 0's this interface and this interface to see that they're able to communicate as well. Exit ping 10.10.10.1. Perfect. See, success. And just to show you a visual representation of the packets or the pings traversing the network, we'll do it in simulation mode as well, just for you to get a better understanding. See, ICMP goes from PC0 to router 0, and then to router 1, and then to PC1, and then from PC1 back to router 1 to router 0, and router 0 to PC0. Confirming two-way communication, right? And that is the end of the lab. Thank you for tuning in.